Welcome to Drinkin Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
Welcome to Drinkin Bros Fake News, where we're bringing you the realest, fakest news of the week, obviously every single Thursday. However, we got to start the top of the show with a little house cleaning D'Anthony because we have some real news. We have some real news this week. The seltzer is done. It's done. Or so we thought. So we thought. There was something in me when they went to go print the cans that said, hey, man, let's grab a little screenshot. Grab a little screenshot coming off. We're a company called Brew Hub out of Lakeland, Florida. They did the artwork for us. I've been working with the husband, wife, and son. It's a family-owned business. It's a family-owned business. But it's a big boy operation. It looks like a big boy operation. So what we're going to do here at the top is talk about how America is broken. This has been a common theme amongst this show for the last few months, where nobody wants to work, nobody has any fucking pride in their job. We've been working on this seltzer for a year and a half. We were at the canning process. This was the can we showed you about 4 weeks ago. You want to pop that up on the old screen there? Look at that. Beautiful can. Beautiful can, right? There it is. Zoom on in. Look at that hard AF seltzer. Now, as you notice right there, you can focus on the top. Let's focus on the hard right now. Let's focus on the hard. That is below the lip, isn't it, D'Anthony?
It's where it is on every beer can that's ever been printed, yes.
In the history of mankind, nothing has gone above the lip. I think the only thing that I can remember is maybe
people put numbers and shit up there.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You don't stretch your logo out across the lip. It distorts it. That's how physics fucking works. Einstein figured that shit out in 1905. He wrote a paper about it. You may have heard of it.
Yeah, may have heard about it. So we get a pic back from the Can Source company. Those guys have been great. All they do is, it's the same as like Killcliff, who's one of our sponsors, killcliff.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros gets you 30% off there. But it's the same thing, right? So at the top of the lip here, they've got a couple of tiny words like B vitamins or no sugar, very tiny lettering. That's kind of common or whatever. But all the big shit's on the fucking can. Here's the picture that they sent us back here. Why don't you go ahead and pop that up on screen, Hot Bob, and zoom in at the top.
They didn't even take the time to take a high-def picture.
Well, I zoomed in on this, so the picture itself wasn't high-def, but look, I zoomed in on this, and Doug from Tactical Brewery down in Orlando, who's our partner in this venture, him and Chris created, they're master brewers, created an amazing taste. We've been working on this for a year and a half. They sent me the screenshot back and they go, hey dude, does the word hard look a little too tall on the can? And I said, I thought it was a fucking joke. And I was like, this can't be real, right? And he goes, yeah, man, this is real. Like this came from the thing or whatever. The hard is all the way at the top of the lip of this can. I don't believe I've ever seen a can like this in my entire life. Clearly, this was a mistake.
No. You know what it reminds me of is that Spanish fresco of Jesus that got touched up. I just sent you a link if you want to pull those pictures up right quick and show people what I'm talking about. They basically turned it into a picture of Jesus into a picture of Terry Schiavo.
Did they go Schiavo with it?
If you want to see, I don't know if you guys remember this shit. Just you don't have to go into the email even. Just go into Google and type fresco painting ruined.
I've got to see a shot. I'm a sucker for a good Schiavo.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen art-wise happen. Because it was like pretty much a priceless work of art. And this is what this lady, quote-unquote, fixed it, and this is what she did.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding?
That looks like a fucking child did it. And it looks like a child printed the fucking label on our cans.
It looks like a disturbed child did it.
Yeah.
Why does he have a neck beard?
Yeah.
I don't know, but Oh my God, dude. So when I got this back, you know, you have to go through the canning company and then you have to go through BrewHub and you say, all right, who made the mistake? Well, BrewHub hired the artist. I had the invoice for it. The president of the company is a guy named Timothy Schoen. Any grown man named Timothy, I don't fucking trust anyways.
I think professionally he goes by Tim.
Does he go by Tim? I
don't know. Maybe.
Look, the emails I have say Timothy. Who fucking knows, dude? It's a child's name. It's a name you grow out of as a child. I don't know many adult Timothys. Timothy Dalton, maybe? The worst James Bond ever. That's about the... Timothy... Oliphant.
Timothy Leary was pretty dope.
Yeah. Maybe there's a couple in there or whatever. And I hit him back. His wife is actually fantastic to work with. Her name is Diane Schoen. She's one of those women who could be running, she could be running this company. She could be the CEO of this company. Barstool. Pop a picture up of the two of them there. Because these are all on Google. Anybody can access these. She's hot. She's very smart. She gets emails back right away, and she apologized for the mistake on the can. And she said, hey, dude, this was the artist we hired, and we made a mistake. Now, Timothy is the guy on the left who's a complete and utter fucking cocksucker. Every conversation I have with this guy, he looks like a Wish Bobby Flay. Where it's just like it's a Wish version of Bobby Flay.
He looks like fat Jason Garrett to me.
Yeah, and it's all these gruff conversations. Yep, we're gonna figure this out and fuck you and blah blah blah. Not so much Alex Jonesy per se, but it's this. His wife admitted she made the mistake. However, they're on the cans. You have to put a deposit down on the cans. It cost them roughly $25,000 to $30,000 to fix the mistake. And homeboy said, I'm not fixing this mistake. He goes, no, it's in the contract. You're supposed to deliver the sleeve cans or whatever. And I go, we hired the artist for the sleeves from you, and they made the sleeves for the fucking can. He writes me back a terse email that just says, none of what you said is factual, and if you give me the cans, I will put liquid in them. Because that's all they do, is put liquid in the fucking cans, right? And what I couldn't figure out for like the last, 6 months of this process, this guy, Tim Schoen, we'll go Tim for you, was such a fucking dick that I was like, man, how are you that fucking smug as a human being to like people who paid you to do a job, and be that fucking smug about lying about something? Like, your wife is on all the emails. You saw where it came from. You saw where the mistake came from. If you want to go home and have a shouting match with her, that's fine. But just correct the fucking mistake, right? I work with my wife. We get in fights. Sometimes she makes mistakes. Sometimes I make mistakes. Diane was cool, and she owned up to it. But then I thought to myself, once I saw this email, I was like, man, the only fucking people in this life that respond to other people like that are probably just like natural, like across the board cocksuckers. Now, it's COVID time, so I've never seen this person. I've never gotten to meet him. So I typed in Timothy Schoen into Google, and the images that popped up, I was like, there's no way this is the same person. Pop that up on the screen, Bob. Okay, so there he is with Harvey Weinstein. Like, Harvey fucking Weinstein. I don't know how long we've railed on Harvey Weinstein on this show. I mean, it's absolutely fucking insane. And you're like, dude, yes, now this is starting to make sense. So I saw this one picture and I'm like, all right, great. Maybe it's a one-off. Maybe it's just this one, you know? They're having an intense conversation. It looks like Harvey Weinstein is trying to describe the intricacies of rape, how to get away with it or something like that. Who knows? I wasn't in this conversation. I'm guessing here Harvey's in prison, so I don't have the opportunity to ask him. But then I pulled up other pictures. And I was like, maybe it's one-off. No big deal. They were at a party. Somebody snapped them from the side or whatever. And then, Bob, there was more. There was more fucking pictures. I was like, what the?
Yeah, that one, it's like, oh, maybe it was a conversation.
Yeah.
Didn't know who the fat guy was.
He was like, all right, cool, man.
Yeah.
Maybe he got snapped on the side. Like, there's a picture of me and Sting out there somewhere. from a party. I don't know Sting. I'm not really bros with Sting. Was chatting with him at an event or whatever. And then I'm like, oh shit, there's another one of just the two of these motherfuckers together, which is fucking nuts to me. And you can't wipe this from the internet, obviously. It's out there. I mean, there's no pictures with you and Harvey Weinstein, Dan, which I'm a little disappointed in.
Yeah, we'll see.
But here we are. And then there was a third fucking picture of him and fucking Weinstein in there. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then you and I started to dig around. You can find that picture, Bob, when you get to it here. And then you and I started to dig around. You know the business side better than I do on all this shit in the world, so you were able to look up his shit real quick. What did he do? What did fucking Tim Schoen do? VP of what?
He was VP of like I think new production launches and shit for Anheuser-Busch. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what it was, but he worked there for quite a while.
Yeah.
And he just this is just a gap in the market, and he decided to start his own company. But you know, it is what it is. You don't keep with so many options these days. You don't keep business very long if you fuck around like this and do stupid shit.
No, and I'm looking at BrewHub on type in BrewHub on Google, Bob, and bring this up.
Also, here's the other photo you gave us.
Oh yeah. There you go. Oh shit.
Yeah, it wasn't Harvey.
No. So this is Eli Samaha. Okay. Now I don't know if you know who Eli Samaha is. These are all Hollywood people here, by the way. But Eli was the one who was embezzling millions and millions of dollars from the Middle East for these independent films. He got popped on a movie called Sahara with Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, man. McConaughey and then Penelope Cruz. And what he was doing was overinflating the budgets, and he actually had to testify on stand. Now, if you haven't seen the movie Sahara, Penelope Cruz has a ponytail in that movie. Her hairstylist in the budget of this movie was $156,000 to put her hair in a ponytail for the entire movie. Eli's one of the biggest dirtbags in Hollywood. He eventually, I think, lost his visa and had to go back overseas. So I don't know what the fuck happened here or who this guy is with all these fucking people for, but it's the worst humans on the face of the planet. Now it all makes sense why he's such a fucking cocksucker. Like, I guess when you get to a level of that money up there, you're like, fuck it. You know, I'm kind of just bored with life, and I can do whatever the fuck I want. And start hanging out with Weinstein, all the worst fucking human beings on the planet. What I don't understand is coming from Hollywood, why everybody wants to hang out with Hollywood people. They're all fucking shitty. Makes no sense to me, but then it all started to make sense when I was like, all right, great. This is why this guy is such a fucking asshole. So he says, I'm not going to fix the problem. You're going to have to fucking drop off the kids at the fucking thing, and I'll put the liquid in them, all right? So what we want to do, pull up real quick here. Pull up the BrewHub Lakeland here. Just type that in on Google. It's got 396 Google reviews here. It's a 4.6. It's a brewery down there. You can go have drinks there and do all of the things. And it's huge. It looks like a huge facility. It's what we were pitched, and looks like a huge facility. And again, Diane was great. She'd be a great CEO. She reminds me of the chick who runs Barstool. You know, she gets back to you right away and everything else.
Tell me, Dave Portnoy.
Yeah. She took over. Portnoy is able to be Portnoy, and the woman owns the operation there at Barstool. And the shitty thing is her fucking husband, this fucking dirtbag, is the goddamn president and owner of this fucking thing. And she's got to play second fiddle to him. And it's like, dude, you're just setting women back 30 years. You might as well you might as well just throw the suffrage act down on her fucking desk every day and be like, look, sorry, toots, it is what it is, but the big guy is going to have the fucking thing. No, that girl she could be running the company in 10 seconds. And I'll tell you what, if you get bored down there and you want to run this one, come on over. Should we give the Death Row shout out? If you're tired of all the producers dancing in the videos, laughing, come on over to Death Row. You can come to Tetherball Academy Media anytime. Diane, you're a lovely person and a smoke show. good for her. Good for her, but unfortunately, she's not the fucking president, and we have to deal with this cocksucker. Now, he doesn't want to pay for the cans, and he's saying to go fuck ourselves. So what do you think we should do? Should we have like a game with the audience where we put like a Weinstein sticker in there, a fuck brew hub? What do you think was the appropriate thing we do here, Dan?
I don't know. Maybe we should crowdsource and see what the audience thinks.
Let's do that. I mean, because we could do anything at this point. Some type of target, anything else. And again, that's Brew Hub in Lakeland, Florida, 3900 frontage.
Buy some billboards.
Road Street. Down there, I'm down to do that.
Jared's going to be here tomorrow. He and I are doing Alex Jones at noon, so tune in for that. And then we're going to come back over here and record a show with somebody I can't tell you about yet because it's just it's wild as shit. But he'll be here tomorrow, so we're going to do...
I like how you just skipped over Alex Jones. That's amazing.
Everybody knows Alex Jones.
We all know Alex Jones. Obviously, Alex Jones has been on the show before.
Yeah, but I think we should ask Jared, too. He's really into buying billboards. I think if we got billboards around the area where their facility is and just put his face or put that picture of him and Weinstein up there, that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah. Fuck Brew Hub stickers. We can actually put those on the
just
cans.
remember, you will need to pay Getty.
No, I don't think we'll need to pay Getty. Crap it out. Isn't it? What's the rule? If you
do not want to run afoul of a Getty image.
You know what's funny? I actually have a Getty rep over there. I've had one for years, so they'll cut us a deal on those fucking things, and especially Weinstein. Those can't be hot sellers right now, Bob. One can't imagine a picture with Bob Weinstein or Harvey Weinstein. Bob's the other one who was innocent over there.
Did a picture of Hitler get more or less valuable after 1945?
That's a great question.
Signed or not?
Signed.
Because all of mine are signed.
That's tight. That's tight.
I'm not sure. Either way, I'll reach out to my Getty rep after the show. Shit, man. That guy hits me up all the fucking time, man. They're trying to sell everything they can now that Hollywood's about to go on
Getty
strike.
should have a searchable database for all of their images based on keywords. They should pay some little Asian children to code all that for them and type it into a database and then fucking sell them for $20 a pop. And they'll make like $5 billion a year on that. I guarantee you.
They do have that.
Yeah, but they don't have the keywords aren't all set up yet, are they?
Yeah.
The back end of Getty's search engine is finished.
Yeah.
Oh, shit,
Getty AP. What's the other one, Dan?
Shutterstock.
Oh, Shutterstock's one, and then Pond 5 is another one.
Shutterstock is a bunch of like.
That's generic, but there's another Associated Press and Getty, and there's another one. Yeah, I've worked for blogs and news outlets. Yeah, you go through all that bullshit.
But you're not able to fucking.
You for sure are.
There was something. There was something that they were missing on this, and I can't remember what the fuck it was. But if they have it up, they must be making. I don't think they're fucking having any trouble selling shit, right? What they should just use the money they're making selling shit to bribe all the social media people to take their shit down, because I see Getty shit posted without it getting flagged all the time.
That's a good. The last company I worked for before here. Patent trolls left and right.
Yeah. It's.
No, dude,
you would have to work with the company to do it, though, because if Facebook or Instagram or Google, YouTube was flagging the Getty image logo or doing the picture mapping that they do with that picture, then you would have to have whitelisted people server side on the social media platform. Yeah. That's a fucking pain in the ass. That means when they go on Getty Images and buy it, it has to fucking relay that information that they just bought it to with their account name to all the social media platforms. That's a fucking nightmare. How do you do that?
Nightmare. And by the way, so we were with our attorney over the weekend in Nashville, Rachel Schaefer. Shout out to her. Look, we gave these guys ample opportunity to fix this, and we said, look, dude, don't be a fucking dick. Your wife already she admitted she made a mistake. Who cares, dude? She's been great. She works hard. Just because you're a cocksucker, don't make the rest of your fucking company look like a cocksucker, Tim. But it's too late. So we'll crowdsource from you guys, and then whatever you decide, because we could also, we could hire Jay just to fucking make a cartoon.
I think we should hire Dog the Bounty Hunter.
He's down in Florida. He's looking for laundry as we speak.
Did you see the thing this morning that he posted? He found a recently sipped from Monster can. Who does this guy think he is?
He's the best, dude. He's the best.
No, he's not. He's an idiot.
He's the best. He's going to find him, Dan. I don't think we need the FBI anymore. I'm going to say that out loud.
Well, we haven't needed the FBI since ever, but I feel like somebody told me this, was it you earlier, that there's some kind of conspiracy, maybe it was Giorgio, that the family is giving Dog secrets on how to find the kid because they want, Dog has agreed to let them fucking speak their piece instead of him just being taken into custody or some shit like that. That's what I've heard.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Look, who knows, man? Either way, dude, maybe we can get Dog on the show because we don't want to slow down the release of the seltzer. It's going to come out November 1st one way or another. Because if it doesn't, we're doing a live show from Brew Hub, and I'll just get arrested there. It'll be great press for the seltzer, and we can all revel in my magic because I enjoy that shit. And then also, because we're talking about doing the 1 year anniversary of Papa Trump losing, Donald Trump losing with Alex Jones. We're thinking about having him on for the 1 year.
Did you know that Dwayne Chapman, Dog the Bounty Hunter, is 5'7"?
What? No.
Yeah.
That can't be real.
Yeah.
Is that real?
Yep.
5'7" for Dog? He carries him. He's got tall energy.
He's a 6'5" man.
He's wearing platform shoes, probably.
Probably.
5'7".
Shit.
But also pushing 70 years old.
My God. Is he really?
He's 68.
And he's still out on the trail, dude. He's like OJ. He's looking for the real killers out there, dude. He's looking for laundry out there. But why does all this shit happen in Florida? Fucking Brew Hub, dude. Go to their Yelp reviews and fucking read their Yelp reviews. Feel free to ask them why they did this. This is the fucking craziest shit of all time. I guess when you're rich, you just don't fucking care. The final thought on this to cap this bitch is, I guess if you're hanging out with like Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein all the time, and Eli Samaha and all that other fucking bullshit, and you're that rich, you're just like, fuck these little, what's a podcast, dude? What's a fucking podcast? It's 10.3 million listeners. Don't let the YouTube numbers fool you, my man.
Dog the Bounty Hunter's fucking daughter is involved in some kind of weird scam with the federal government too, where they're giving cell phones to illegal immigrants they're giving phones to people to go try to record police doing fucked up shit for this service they're trying to do.
You know why, right?
I don't care.
She hates her fucking dad. So she hates her fucking dad, and she was recording a bunch of shit. I think it was her and the son, with like him saying the fucking N-word on a bunch of like old school.
Lawrence Paul just asked about that N-word thing. I don't know if that's true or not, but he does look like the kind of guy that uses it casually, for sure. Like Morgan Wallen, for example.
You never know. Like he's 5'7", dude. That's a lot of pent up aggression.
Yeah, but he's on crystal meth all the time.
Is he? Is he a fucking meth guy?
Only somebody that does meth could catch people who do meth so well, right?
Yeah.
We can smell our own, I believe, is what Jason Lee said about people who need sex and mall rats.
I have something really important to report.
Oh, go ahead, Bob. Fire away.
I don't like the somber tone.
I know. What happened?
Say what the fuck is going on.
What? Did somebody die?
Better.
Oh, okay.
Well,
all right. What do we got?
It involves one of our sponsors.
Oh,
whoa. Who?
MyBookie.com is currently taking bets on if Dog the Bounty Hunter will capture Brian Laundrie.
God damn
Is there an applause button there? Can we get the fucking applause button today? What's the fucking odds,
This
dude?
is the reason that we work with this organization, by the way.
It is, dude. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles your deposit on mybookie.com.
Have they posted
What are the
that
fucking odds?
Have they posted that on their Instagram yet?
I don't know, but I am on it.
Because they post wild shit on their Instagram all the time.
We'll post it on Drinkin Bros Sports on that Instagram and on Drinkin Bros as well. But yes, the odds are yes plus 200, no minus 310.
Ooh, those are fucking better odds than I thought.
2-to-1 odds that, if Dog catches.
The DOG.
We got to get in touch with Dog and see how close he is.
Well,
He says close.
He says he's close. Holy shit. That is fucking hilarious.
What other stupid shit do they have going on right now?
They got a bunch of shit, man. That's what MyBookie does. But they capitalize on moments like this, important moments in American history, when a lonely white girl is missing, out in the world, and then she ends up dead, Dan. Then they put odds on finding the killer.
I mean, you can take odds on who's going to win in 2024.
Oh, who do they got there?
Biden's at plus 350 right now.
Shut the fuck up.
Kamala Harris is at plus 400.
My God.
Yeah. So that's about a 16% hedge that he's going to die. That's basically what that is.
Sure.
Or retire or whatever.
Sure.
Trump is plus 700, so he's right behind them. And then DeSantis at plus 1,000, although I think DeSantis probably should be the favorite here.
That's a fucking value right now.
That's a value pick right there.
I
might
throw a $1,000 on DeSantis, to be honest.
If you do that
Plus
now,
1,000.
yeah, dude, that's 10 to 1, man. That's where my money's going. Is there odds for Biden even being alive at that point?
No, I don't think you can bet on whether or not the president will be alive.
Hang on, they did. So there was a death pool last year. Remember, we did an entire show on a death pool.
That's before he was president. Though.
I think you had COVID and you were out.
There's rules about when you can and can't talk about the president dying and wager on it and shit. I don't know what they are exactly, but I do know that there's a prop. Will Donald Trump be elected U.S. president in 2024? No is minus 1,300. Yes is plus 700.
All right.
7 to 1 that he's going to get reelected, and he hasn't even announced he's running yet. That's interesting.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Gavin Newsom is plus 100,000, it looks like,
Gross.
or 10,000. Yeah, it's 100 to 1.
That's crazy.
Mitt
man.
Romney's 100 to 1. Kanye West is 10,000 plus 10,000.
Well, I'll probably sprinkle on that, just to do it.
I really don't understand some of these.
Who else they got there?
AOC at plus 1,600. She doesn't have the clout to do that shit.
She's got the brand name, and
No.
here's the thing: you wonder where the country's going to be in 3 years.
Establishment Democrats fucking hate her. They fucking hate her. She's like the Steve King of their party. She's just better at being a politician than they are.
I agree, but remember the Republicans hated Trump, and then he just beat all of them.
AOC is not Trump. She can't fund her own campaign.
I wonder, man. She's making some fucking bank doing all this weird shit.
All the merch.
The merch, dog. That merch, dog.
Yeah, you can
the
buy
rich,
some.
bro.
You can buy some merch rather of her on our site too.
Sure can. Drinkinbros.com.
Says-
Help yourself.
It says "stupid bitch."
Yeah, it does.
Although Instagram removed that yesterday. Every time I go on the news, I get an influx of followers and stuff that I posted getting reported en masse.
Oh, easily.
So it's just like people that don't like Alex or don't like Tucker will come over and fuck with me.
All the time, because you were I feel like you're a regular on Tucker Carlson now. You were just on. We got off the flight and then you bolted. How does that work, by the way? Does he just call you personally and it was just like, hey?
No, his producers call and be like, hey, what are your thoughts on this? And I respond, and then they say, okay, would you come on the show?
No shit.
Yeah. So it's kind of, I think they do it. No one's ever told me this before, but it seems kind of like they want to see what you have to say first, which is reasonable because he writes all of his own shit, and he's very, very good at it. So he'll take your talking points and then fold them into something or ask a smart question. So he just does his homework. That's why his show's so good. It's
Yeah.
the top-rated show on television.
It is. And you've been on 3 out of the last 4 weeks. And if you missed the clip, I believe we're going to post it on YouTube tonight, Bob, right? It's saved as a draft there. And
Jacob Nichols says it's tempting to vote for AOC just to speed up this collapse. I agree in some ways. It is. We're heading towards a cliff, and at the bottom of that cliff is a bunch of angry people with weapons.
Yes. And we could be there soon based on everything that's going on here.
Well, this first technical story is kind of I'm split on this one. So Feinstein, who's been in office since I don't know ever. 80
Is she
fucking years.
is she 80 or 90 years old?
She was a city council person in San Francisco when Harvey Milk got killed, right? She was in the building when Josh Brolin killed him.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, that was in the movie.
In the
Josh
movie,
Brolin
yeah.
didn't actually kill him, but she was there. That's why she's been so anti-gun her whole life. But she went to Congress shortly after that and has been there since. She's looking for a vax and test mandate for air travel. So travelers could be looking at new COVID restrictions as we embark on the holiday season. Feinstein tweeted this week, quote, "We can't allow upcoming holiday travel to contribute to another surge in COVID cases." By the way, hospitalizations for the last 4 weeks in a row have gone down, as have COVID cases and deaths. Today, I introduced legislation requiring passengers on domestic flights to be vaccinated, test negative, or be fully recovered from a previous COVID illness. Now, that last part is why this is kind of there's a dichotomy going on here, because this is the first time somebody on the left, particularly in policy, has recognized natural immunity as a solution, which means all the bitching that all of you dudes out there have been doing is working.
Yeah.
They're not able to ignore this shit anymore. So thank you to Joe Rogan, to Sagar, to all of our fans collectively for fucking making sure that message gets out there. Shapiro as well.
Shapiro as well, yeah. And with this, look, my parents were on a flight last night. They were here over the weekend while we traveled to Nashville to do Rob O'Neill's events with Kid Rock and the boys. And my mom said that they made a fucking 3-year-old try to put on a mask behind her on Delta. And I have a 3-year-old. The baby my fucking kid wouldn't put a goddamn mask on, and that baby didn't put the mask on either.
Yeah, what are you supposed to, choke the kid out or what? Like put him in a fucking a rear naked choke until he goes to sleep and then put his mask on?
Yeah, and what I don't understand...
And what other circumstance would it be appropriate? Like if one of these liberal cunts happened upon some parent that was physically restraining their child in some way, they would lose their minds. That's abuse. How dare you? You can't do that.
Yeah.
But as long as it's to make them comply with fucking this nonsense, this authoritarian nonsense, then it's okay. And that is a really good analog for how all of this mandate bullshit works.
To be fair, I feel like every time I saw a child on a leash, the parent struck me as way more liberal than conservative.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think it's a kind of a confluence now of the libertarian and liberal people who are going back to the free, or not the liberal, but the libertarian people mostly going back to the free range parenting bullshit.
Yeah.
Like how all of us grew up, where the sun comes up, we all wake up, my chores are done, and I disappear until sundown. And I'm out in the ether with no phone, no pager, no leash, no contact.
My wife believes in the same thing. Like, hey, dude, if you drop some fucking food on the floor, why don't you get and pick it up and eat it for the kids? Like, get some antibodies in your system, get up and going. And we don't have enough of that. And you keep talking about there's going to be some type of civil war eventually in this country. It might be over shit like this.
Maybe I just think civil war. It's another way that we're completely mischaracterizing what the circumstances we're living in now. It's everybody that's yelling fascist or communist or socialist or whatever. I don't think they really understand what those words mean, because there isn't really a whole lot of historical context for what's happening right now. It is a confluence of all of these things, of the far right fascism. And I don't mean from the far right in America. I just mean, historically speaking, has kind of married itself to this far left authoritarianism, which is from the right side. It's usually about fucking ethnic cleansing or genocide, and then from the left side, it's very frequently about seizing the means of production. Right. Mm-hmm. So now these two things are married. It is very similar to what's been going on in China for the last 40 years or so, since Mao died. This turn towards corporatism, but still communist when it fucking makes sense for the upper class, right? That's what we're seeing right now. There's no word that I'm aware of for it. Some people have said safetyism. I don't know. But in the same way, a quote-unquote civil war in America would not be the South versus the North, or Republicans even versus Democrats. There's 15 different groups with axes to grind, and all of them have a little bit of a different fucking starting position. So I don't know how you align with anybody.
I think a good analog actually would be the English Civil War.
Maybe
that wasn't very geographically centered.
No, it wasn't, and it was a kind of a confluence between some of the barons and some of the people, and then some of the other barons at the government. You know what I mean? It was just a weird situation. So I don't know what we're going to call this one, but it's going to be fucking cool.
I'm in.
I'm in for it.
I'm in for it, but I don't think it's going to be a race war.
No one cares about that shit.
No, and all the places we go, dude, no one. Like races, I very rarely see, like if ever.
No, you do, and if you do, actually, I texted Ray Care this morning because there is some asshole in a Virginia Beach community that is apparently. There's some black people and Mexican people, I think, that live in his neighborhood, and he just does like weird racist shit all the time. Like if every time they show up back to their house in the neighborhood, if it's the black couple, he plays like monkey noises and then plays some loud comedy routine where the guy's just saying the N-word over and over, and then shit like that.
Really?
There are people out there like that exist, but it's so uncommon that some dude in a random neighborhood in fucking Virginia Beach has made it to the front page of CNN. That's how uncommon it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the same, I did ask Ray to reach out to the local police so he can give us this guy's name so we can ruin his fucking life.
Yeah.
Because I promise you, I will find out what this person's name is and let all of you know.
Yeah. I mean, look, we shouldn't have any tolerance for fucking racists at this point. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
And we don't see it anywhere. And you and I travel more than anybody else. I feel like.
And that kind of leads in to the next story here, which is that there's a growing coalition of anti-mandate allies, and it's not all the people you think. This characterization of the anti-vax, anti-mandate person as some white Christian far-right person, blah blah blah, whatever, is just not true. Michael Porter,
Sage Steele,
Sage Steele.
We know
Yeah.
Sage Steele. She's an unbelievable person. Bradley Beal is on here.
Yeah, Jonathan Isaac from the Orlando Magic, but a bunch of black athletes, right? And are people that work in the business there have been very hesitant, not necessarily even about the vaccination itself. I don't think have any of them. You guys have seen these things. Have any of them been like, "Oh, it's too dangerous. I'm not going to do that"? They've all been like, "Well, I've had COVID, so I don't need it." Right?
Michael Porter Jr. thinks the vaccine is sketchy. Kyrie Irving thinks it'll hook him up to a computer logging black people.
Is that real, by the way, or does he just do this shit to fuck with people?
I think
I can't
bored.
figure it out.
Yeah, I think he just says shit.
I really believe he's bored.
It could be, and like I can't figure out if it's a giant troll or.
So the guy from the Magic was like, I've had it. Like he had.
And so did
actually a very
Bradley
nuanced-
Beal said the same thing.
Jonathan Isaac.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, to be fair, Jonathan Isaac also is a preacher, and he invited his entire team to see one of his sermons, and they left him. Like nobody showed up. Yeah.
You don't say.
Well,
Michael Porter
That's
Jr.
weird.
has been more on the conspiracy side of things. Like I don't know, it sketches me out. But Porter Jr.
Well, if you're so the only documented shit that we really know about adverse reactions is that there's something about the period when a young man's heart is growing to become a full like adult heart, where that myocarditis thing happens. Like what is it, like 14 to 24-year-olds? There's some risk there, but other than that, there really hasn't been a whole lot of risk pointed out. I've seen this Project Veritas shit, but again, it's half-assed. But either way, none of these people have been like stoking the flames of misinformation or anything like that, right?
They've all described it as a personal choice.
Right.
Correct, and that's what they've been insistent, each one of them down to a person, that mandates are scary and set a bad precedent. Sage Steele's getting lit the fuck up by the lib media over there, USA Today especially. Hold on, I'm gonna read these two back-to-back paragraphs because they're fucking hilarious. First of all, the name of the article from USA Today is, "Despite scientific evidence of safety, Sage Steele says ESPN mandating COVID-19 vaccine is, quote, sick and scary." Now, she said that on Jay Cutler's podcast. Mm-hmm. Here are the back-to-back fucking paragraphs from the USA Today article. It's a quote from Sage Steele saying, "I respect everyone's decisions, I really do, but to mandate it is sick and scary to me in many ways. I'm not surprised it got to this point, especially with Disney, a global company like that." The next statement is, "Health officials, including the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, have insisted for months that the vaccine is safe and effective, with almost 400 million doses of COVID vaccine being given in the United States." Nobody questioned that.
Yeah.
That wasn't even a fucking, that wasn't a bullet in her list. So they're trying to move the goalpost immediately now and right in front of your fucking face. It's not like if you say, "I don't think they should be mandated." What are you, fucking anti-vaccine? No, I didn't say that at all. No one said that.
And that's the other thing is too, is like, I remember, who did we have on a couple weeks ago? The Mooch. And he was like, "You guys are anti-vaxxers." No, we're not. We're not at all.
I'm anti the government telling me what to do because
That's it.
the government is filled with pieces of shit like Scaramucci. That's why.
Yeah.
Like people that are fucking power hungry, weak-willed little bitches. The only way they can feel satisfied personally is if they fucking get power over somebody else. You've seen people like this. Like it's a one-upper in a conversation. That's all it is, except for these people are trying to run our fucking government.
Yeah, and look, again, it's your own personal choice. Our belief, it's your own personal choice. I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Fuck, I get it. Who gives a shit?
If you're older, you should definitely get it.
Yes,
if you're a man or a woman
100%.
over 40, and you feel like you're in one of these
Categories
that fucking need it, or if you're a person over 60 at all, you should probably look into it at least. Unless you've already had it and been fine, then don't worry about it because you don't need to. But fuck, man, telling people what to do is a big problem.
Yeah. So
the funny thing about this is when did you ever think after that shit that happened last year? I don't know if you saw that piece that Tucker Carlson did about Sage Steele, but she was in line to get a job on a show, and she didn't get it because she wasn't black enough.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Sage Steele, who is, so far as I can tell, black.
When we hung out with her, she was black.
Yeah, unless she's got a great makeup artist. By the way, her family served this country for generations.
Yep.
Her dad's a colonel in the fucking military. Here's what they're saying. This is really interesting too, because historically liberals have been very careful about criticizing black people because white liberals fear nothing more than a black person. I don't know why.
Yeah.
If you're just nice to people, usually they like you. You don't have to do all this extra shit. But if you don't fit their narrative or walk the party line, in the words of Joe Biden, you ain't black. That's how these people fucking feel. And they feel, it's weird how it's flipped from being afraid of how people might perceive the way you communicate with black people, and now it's just like, fuck you. Because when that former police captain Dorn got killed last year, nobody gave a fuck about him. His black life didn't matter.
No.
But now BLM is outside New York fucking restaurants protesting vaccine mandates because they're right. Black people are suspicious of the government. Can't imagine why.
Yeah.
Maybe giving them syphilis just to see what would happen, or enslaving them for a number of years. But now BLM and Sage Steele are on the same side of an argument. That's what I'm talking about with this fucking quote-unquote Civil War thing. This is not going to look like anything we've ever seen before.
Yeah, because it doesn't have anything to do with racism. It's just about choice of what you want to do or not do with your body.
But I think it's a good point that BLM is making right now, which is that...
Whoa. Really?
Regardless of what your intent was, if the unintended consequence is negatively affecting somebody else, then you need to fix that shit right now. So this whole de Blasio and even at the governor level, statewide mandates for vaccine passports to get into certain stuff like that, especially in the city where only 35 to 40% of black people are fucking vaccinated, you're effectively excluding 60% of black people now from social life because of a choice they've made based on a pretty fucked up history, to be honest. So it doesn't matter if you meant to do it or not. If you continue, now you're the fucking racist. And I don't think anybody's questioning now that it is the left by a wide margin in the fucking lead for leading the league in racism these days.
Well, they were leading the league last time, and I think it was Abraham Lincoln who did something about it. He was Republican, right? He got murked.
In the words of .com, he fought a war to preserve federal authority over the states. So I don't know if were you going to try to get me on that one?
No, that's a layup.
Just make it
It's a layup. I still only think of Daniel Day-Lewis, by the way, whenever Lincoln is brought up. And I'm convinced that he wasn't Lincoln. First up in the ads, we got ghostbed.com/drinking bros. Logos over my shoulder. Oh, there it is. Camera that way. Not like it matters. If we talk about big tech or any of this shit, they'll just kind of stop the channel. Audio is good to go, though. Rate and review the show on iTunes. 5-star. Leave a review. We're top of the charts still. Jesus Christ, man. 6 years. Thank you, guys. Ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros has been a part of that, which is why I mentioned it. They are our title sponsor, and they have allowed us to grow over the last few years by supporting all of our fuckery, and we are grateful to them. They're the finest mattresses in the land. They're out of Florida, too. So, fuck, man. Look, again, dude, if Dog the Bounty Hunter, if you're there and you need a mattress, hit me up, dog. I know you're going to find Landry, and I'll get you a ghost bed. I'll send you one over, and I'll get you some ghost pillows, because the ghost pillows are just as great as the goddamn mattress. We'll get you some sheets, Dog the Bounty Hunter, whatever you need. Okay, maybe not sheets. All right, we can't be cutting eye holes and shit in that, but we'll get you everything else.
His hair is already kind of pointy up there, so that wouldn't look good.
No, not probably under the
How
sheets.
much time a day do you think Dog the Bounty Hunter spends on his hair? Can you pull up a picture of him right quick?
Yeah, do it, and I'll read the rest of this ad, Bob. 36-month pay-as-you-go program is still in effect there. So if you use the promo code Drinkin Bros at checkout, you get 30% off. You can bleed that in with the 36-month pay-as-you-go program if you have decent credit. And you can walk out of there with a brand new mattress set for $35 to $38 a month at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Do we have a recent clip of Dog? I don't know if you're allowed to use a video, though.
I can use a paused video.
Can you really?
Yeah, you can use a screen grab of a video.
No shit.
Yeah.
I don't know why we care anyway. All our listeners.
You think that's real hair?
Look at that. I don't know, but it's glorious if
Wouldn't
it
that be
is.
like a Tobias Funke situation where the hair is draining all the life out of your body? It's 68 years old. You can't rock hair like that.
Can you zoom in on it by any chance? I'll tell you if it's fucking plugs or not, or if it's some type of. I think it's so. What is he? 70? Is that Bob?
68.
68. All right. So at 68. It's thinning at that point, so he's probably got some extensions in there. That's my guess.
You think they're tape-ins or
No.
like maybe a halo?
He burns them in. Pull up that picture, Bob, next to the twosies, next to each other. Look at how they crop the photo to make them look taller.
Yeah, they just shoot him from a downward angle, the same way they've been doing with Tom Cruise for years.
Look at that sunburn, man. Look at that fucking hulk of a man.
He should have had skin cancer like 90 times.
No. How is he still alive? Didn't he have to quit smoking or something too because he had lung cancer?
Does he look like he quit smoking?
No.
No, it looks like he's been smoking more.
Not at all. Hey, we should show Dan the Sasquatch footage of Brian Landry. Have you seen this?
I don't care.
You're going to love this. This is classic Florida. There was a family that was camping that took a photo, smiles and cries, around the campfire and just enjoying a night in the Florida heat out in this forest. And they said that they just took a picture, Dan, and then they saw Landry in the background, so they've turned it in to police.
We should start doing
a
Flat Stanley thing and just putting him in the background of every picture I take.
That'd be great. I think that's what they did here.
Or Photoshop him as Carmen Sandiego or something.
That'd be great. This is what it looks like they did. Bob, pull this up there. There you go.
This has taken quite a while.
No, it's worth it. I promise.
Come on. That dude's like fucking 100 feet away. And this woman's taking a selfie with her front-facing camera.
Oh, look, we just got a little $5.
What did we get?
Heard someone was looking for
Brian Laundrie.
boy.
Who?
Get him.
$5?
Yeah.
He said, I heard someone was looking for me for Brian Laundrie. There he is, dude. He's here. He's in the chat, Dog. Dog the Bounty Hunter is in the chat on YouTube. Look at that. Look at that Bigfoot. This is great. And but here's what I love best about that picture, Bob. Pop that up one more time. These are Florida people. Like, look at the guy there in the middle. Like, that's a Florida guy where I believe this. You know what I'm saying? Who's that? Crop in. Who's next to that guy there? Who's that old man? Yeah.
I mean, this is definitely the type of crew you see
in Florida,
camping at a state park
dude
as like a weekend getaway.
The dude in the glasses is smiling so hard his face is about to rip apart. Fuck is going on?
Man, it's amazing they just caught him walking in the background back there. Look, I'm over/under. I give what I say, 14 hours or.
If he's hiding in Florida, you got to expect some Florida shit, and that's what that is. Maybe some dude's gonna catch him in a fucking garbage can or something.
I hope so. Be honest though, wouldn't it be classic 2021 if it was Dog that got him?
Yeah, I mean, all of our leaders are fucking celebrity misfits now. Why not just do all of it?
Why not? Next up, Haiti must really fucking suck, Dan. According to Panama Foreign Minister Erica Muñez, I'm sure I said that correctly. recent rush of Haitian migrants is only the beginning. Nearly 30,000 Haitian migrants have already made their way to the U.S.-Mexico border in recent weeks, and Moines says an additional 85,000 Haitians are now headed to the U.S. border. We've engaged with every single authority that we can think of.
The first one was 25,000, by the way, I think.
Correct.
Right? I mean, it said nearly 30,000, but I think at one time there was 25,000 people who were there or inbound, and now it's going to be 85,000 at once. We couldn't handle these people in the meantime. The single men, quote unquote, started getting ejected out of the country back to Haiti, and now what you're seeing, and I've heard this from two separate CBP sources, single men with one child. Yeah, traveling across the border, and every single CBP guy that's sending me these videos is recording it and saying, "Where's the mother? Oh, back in Haiti. Like, you left your wife in Haiti and brought the baby. Yeah, the fuck are you doing? Why not send the wife? You know she's going to get across." And they're doing it intentionally. Basically, what they're doing is splitting up families. They'll have a mom, maybe a dad, maybe an uncle, or somebody like that, and 3 kids, and they just give each one of them a kid because they're not going to kick the people with kids out. It's just that's how it is. And most of these people have been giving notices to appear, and they will not show up for them ever. And they're just releasing them into the United States.
So, serious question here for you, because I was chatting with, obviously all of our friends are former or current high up in military or government. I was chatting with a bunch of them and over the weekend, and they said the same thing. They were like, do you ever ask yourself, or does the media ever ask yourself, how this many Haitians gets 2,000 miles away, like swimming?
Well, I've heard both
the
stories.
ocean?
So I talked to, there are a lot of people that came over in the time frame after the president got smoked. But apparently a lot of these people have been living in South and Central America for 10 years since the earthquake.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
okay.
The whole time. So down in, like, there's a bunch of Costa Rica, apparently. There are a lot in Panama. But we also asked the question the first time this came up, how the fuck did the U.S. government not know about this and the news agencies not know about it? The only time we know about it now isn't because our government told us. It was because this fucking woman went on Axios or some shit.
Yeah.
Because the media is finally paying attention. But it didn't come from the government. And even Obama's getting in on calling out Biden. And he said, what was he? Where is it? Here it is. Immigration is tough. Thanks.
There it is.
Thanks, Obama. It has always been because, on the one hand, I think we're naturally a people that wants to help others. That is correct. And we see tragedy and hardship and families that are desperately trying to get here so that their kids are safe, and they're in some cases fleeing violence or catastrophe. At the same time, we're a nation state. We have borders. The idea that we can just have open borders is something that, as a practical matter, is unsustainable. Now, ABC aired that interview with him and Robin Roberts. They cut that part out where he was criticizing Biden.
Weird.
Interesting enough. But luckily somebody put it out there. But yeah, if Obama's been pretty tight-lipped about the Biden administration with good reason, because it's fucked. But there's 2 weird things that are happening here. One, this situation, and it's both of them are bad. This situation is so fucked up that he's actually talking about it. And it's also so fucked up that ABC, that is to say Disney, is censoring it out.
Right.
That's fucked up. That's really fucked up.
It's unbelievably fucked up. But, like, as I was thinking about this before we went on air today, it's a tricky relationship with Obama and Biden simply because that was his VP for 8 years. So whatever legacy you think Obama has could be tarnished by what Biden does, because he's going to be ultimately tied to Obama for being his VP for 8 years. And I think Obama cares. I think he cares about his legacy. And, when you come out and say things like this, you're doing it to kind of preserve it. And, you've said this numerous times on the show that, under the Obama administration, there was a record number of deportations. So clearly that was something that he believed in, or else he wouldn't have fucking done it. And with everything that's going on now, it is the exact opposite. And I think he's worried about that, on his legacy.
Maybe.
But the media can't hide this shit for too much longer. Not if 85,000 people are coming.
Well, it wasn't just the media. It was the administration tried to do it as well. if you recall, the FAA fucking passed down a regulation that 100% came from the Biden administration, closing off that airspace. Why? What are they worried about somebody seeing? Because as soon as a fucking picture was taken with horse reins, because Democrats don't understand how horses work, all of a sudden there's no more horses down there to be used. I mean, what the fuck? Yeah. It's. I don't understand the logic here. I get it from if you're really, really fucking stupid. Well, horses they used to round up cows and animals. What are you saying? These people are animals? No, I mean fucking trailers are used to carry animals sometimes too.
Yeah.
I fucking carry my car in one. You know, when we moved one time, does that make my car an animal? Like these fucking stupid comparisons they're trying to make are because they're only the Sith deal in absolutes. Right? Life is very gray, and it just doesn't work this way. It's fucking. I don't know where it's going. Well, I can tell you where it's going. It's going towards what you see in Australia right now.
Because the Australians are fighting back down there, but again, I'll reiterate what Tim Kennedy said fucking yesterday about this horse thing. Like that terrain is so rugged. The reason why they use horses is because you can't get fucking trucks and vehicles.
Now, even a fucking side-by-side or Razor or something like that would be difficult to maneuver around there.
Yeah. And then, again, the reins are to fucking steer the horse for Christ's sakes. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? And then to your point with Australia, yes, at some point you end up fighting back. And Australia is fighting back. They're returning to its roots as a prison colony. Residents of Sydney, Australia, who are not vaccinated are at risk of being barred from various social activities even after they are freed from stay-at-home orders in December. Under a roadmap to exit lockdown, unvaccinated people are already subject to delays in freedoms that will be gradually granted to inoculated residents between October 11th and December 1st, according to the New South Wales State Premier, Gladys, man, you give me all the best names. Berejiklian, you're welcome. Not even close. Not even close. A lot of businesses have said they will not accept anyone who is unvaccinated. Life for the unvaccinated will be very difficult indefinitely. People are not happy about that.
Which is not based on any kind of science, by the way. If you've had your vaccination, that means there's only like a 0.3% chance of if you do get infected, of you becoming hospitalized, so that's not a threat. That means, literally, if you are vaccinated, an unvaccinated person cannot be a threat to you.
Right.
Statistically speaking. If 0.3% of something is what we're going to start basing, we're making these long-term decisions based on a very short-term circumstance, and the only reason that they're doing it is because they want more fucking power. That's it.
That's it. And they're starting to fight back in the streets, and they're going after the government, and I don't know how this is going to end. And I don't know if that's what's going to happen here.
Well, no, it's not going to happen here because we didn't in the 90s give up all of our guns. As a matter of fact, there's a case coming before the Supreme Court here pretty soon that is going to almost assuredly, I can't imagine this going the other way, but it's almost assuredly going to go in the direction of constitutional carry federally. They're challenging the quote-unquote good cause or proper cause amendments to the Second Amendment that are in states like Massachusetts and New York and California and shit like that. And it looks like the opinion is probably going to be that Americans, unless they have some kind of criminal record or mental deficiency, have the right to carry weapons concealed and otherwise outside of their homes. And it's not something that the state governments can regulate. That is a very, very big deal.
Yeah, it is. Do you think it'll happen?
Probably. We'll have Colin Noir on right around. The oral arguments are on November 3rd of this year, so we'll have him on right around there and talk more about it and see what he thinks too. But I think look, it's 6-3 on the side of conservatives, if you want to think about it that way. Mm-hmm. They haven't really done much on the gun stuff as a group. I mean, this is their first session together since Amy Coney Barrett, the first full session. But it looks like I would be very, very surprised if constitutional carry doesn't become the law of the land. And we'll see what the response is from these states. Are they going to nullify? Because that's a problem too, right? Like, are they going to say we're not following those rules? Because then you have state governments usurping authority over the federal government, I mean, you can't. If SCOTUS makes a decision, particularly on something that is in the Bill of Rights, and people don't go along with that, you start to nullify. It's one thing to nullify weed laws, right? Mm-hmm. To say, fuck the federal government, this is a stupid law, we're going to let people smoke weed. To nullify one of the Bill of Rights as a state government, now you're fucking in trouble. That's a big deal. Yeah. That's like the governor gets arrested kind of deal.
My question overall for everything that's happening with all these laws regarding vaccines, guns, everything else, right? It feels like states are suing, governors are suing individual cities. Biden is suing fucking Texas for abortion and all this other shits. Like, how does any of this get solved? Because mostly when you're in court, having gone through quite a few lawsuits in my life, it tends to stay there for years and years and years without anything getting done.
Well, this is one, they're going to hear oral arguments in November, and then in the springtime is when they put out all their fucking findings, and it's by spring of next year, you should expect to have constitutional carry, and then it's going to take a couple of weeks. Some states may file injunctions, but I don't know if you're able to against a SCOTUS ruling like that. Like, you can't appeal to a lower court. That's the reason that it's set up this fucking way. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, it's strange.
Yeah, Mark Hook. I did hear about Canada trying to ban airsoft weapons. Really fucking stupid.
Yeah, Canada, Jesus Christ, though.
Yeah,
Canada. They voted Trudeau back in.
Canada is maybe worse than Australia right now because Canadians hunt, mm-hmm. So they've got some guns like that and stuff like that, but they have big problems. I think there's a better chance of a Canadian Civil War than an American Civil War because they are kind of geographically matched and politically matched. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So South versus North, East versus West, shit like that. There's a lot more conservatives west from Manitoba west than there are like in any region I think of the United States that would be, offset geographically like that.
And then Quebec will just peace out.
Quebec doesn't care about any of this.
Yes.
No,
they just want to be left alone.
Yeah, those just fucking deuce. Womb Raiders asking for me and Jables to, they want Jables to be Dog the Bounty Hunter and me to be Brian Laundries for Halloween. That is the comment of the year, Womb Raider, and oh my God.
He had a good one the other day, too.
Jesse would do that in 2 seconds, by the way. She would be Dog the Bounty Hunter. They're the same size that we just found out now.
Yeah.
They're both the same height.
Or you could dress up as Beth.
If that Somorland kicks in, Dan, Oh, yeah, shit, dude. Oh, you're remarried, too. If that Somorland kicks in, I gotta get Brian Laundrie thin, though. Jesus Christ, man. That's the comment of the year, though. She would do that in 10 seconds. Jesse's Dog the Bounty Hunter. It's fucking hilarious. Next up on our, here we go, boom, here it is. Advertisers. Cardomax.com. I'm all hopped up on this today. The blue raspberry is my fucking favorite. Cardomax.com, promo code Drinkin Bros gets you 30%. No, it's DB. DB. Sorry, Sean Matson. We've been with you for years and years, and we've always used Drinkin Bros. It's DB at Cardomax.com. Gets you 30% off your next 4 orders. No carbs, no sugars, but you are all jacked up on the energy, my man. And it's the best. Look, I'll open a little package on air. Boom. There you go. Little pouch. Carry it with you anywhere you go. Good to go. You can get on a plane with it, too. And we've been putting these in fucking drinks on the way home and all that other shit. Sean Matson, veteran, drinking bro, old school homie for life, dude. Cardomax.com, Cardomax.com, promo code DB for 30% off your next 4 orders. This is great for pre-workout, or if you're the fucking, Ryan Seacrest, a podcast, and just doing 90 a fucking day. Congratulations, dude. You need something to keep it going. Christ, you took some right off the plane when you went to Tucker Carlson last night. That's the only way to get through the day these days. Shout out to Sean Matson. Cardomax.com, promo code DB. 30% off your next 4 orders. Next up, America wisely considers fixing the debt crisis by minting a super valuable coin. I don't know much about this story. And in response to a potential debt crisis, some Democrats are considering minting a $1 trillion coin to shore up the nation's finances. Due to an obscure law, the U.S. Treasury Secretary has the ability to mint and issue platinum bullion coins and proof platinum coins in accordance with such specification, design, varieties, quantities, denominations, inscriptions as the Secretary in the Secretary's discretion may prescribe from time to time. Is this going to be digital currency then?
No, it's just not real.
Okay.
People that want to do this point out that the denominations not from the law, arguing that any amount can be minted at a normal coin size and deposited into the Federal Reserve to prevent a debt crisis. So basically what we're going to do is move a decimal spot, basically. No actual money will have changed hands. The value of our money will not have changed until after that, and then it will inflate. We will see inflation, rather. Rashida Tlaib, who's well known for her fucking math skills, has publicly supported the $1 trillion coin using the hashtag, quote, mint the coin, which is used for the same reason during the 2013 debt crisis. This was first proposed during the Obama administration, but was ultimately rejected because it's fucking stupid. As of 2 weeks ago, the Biden administration has rejected the measure. White House spokesperson Mike Gwynn said, we can't find Joe. He's sleeping somewhere. Oh, wait, he's chewing on my leg. No, that's not right. He said, there's only one viable option to deal with the debt limit. Congress needs to increase or suspend it, as it has done approximately 80 times. Now, here's one of these little tricks that people in government like to do. It's always been that way. We've done this 80 times now. What does that have to do with whether or not this is right to do? Let me tell you something about fucking inflation for you math majors out there. People that go out and invest money in businesses and homes and all this other bullshit are going to now not do it because our money is worth less. If you understand the time value of money, let's say I was going to buy a $500,000 home right now, that $100,000, 20%, whatever, you would put down will shrink in value by about 7 to 10% at our current rate by the time you can move into the goddamn thing a year later, right?
Yeah.
Good to know. I'm not doing that or anything right now.
No,
Yeah, sorry.
we're all not, right?
People who understand the time value of money will understand that having that cash in your hand right now instead of invested in a property, right, if the housing market goes tits up between the time you spend that money on that down payment and then any other monies you spend on that, and the time your house is actually completed and you could sell it at some point, which is really 2 years because you can't sell it in the first year typically in most of those loans, then you're fucked. You're gonna the potential loss will be 7 to 10% at a minimum.
Yeah.
And we have to expect that at some point in the near future, because of the combination of inflation and the bubble the housing market is in, that those that value is going to go down. So you may see a double dip in the housing market and inflation right there, and that's fucked, right? So if you're not thinking about that, you fucking should be.
Yeah, the other part about it, too, in Texas, there's a fucking weird law, Bob, and I don't know if you know this, but when you finish the build of the house, you still have to get a fucking goddamn evaluation of it. What the fuck is the word for that?
Just a property valuation, basically?
No, it's called something specifically.
Appraisal.
Appraisal, there it is. I'm fucking dumb as shit today. You still have to get an appraisal. Now,
For taxes?
correct? Well, no. For the loan.
Okay.
For the lender.
Yes, there it is. There you go. So if it comes in under, let's say, Bob, your house is $500,000. We'll stick to Dan's model here. And market goes tits up. They come out and appraise the house once it's finally done being built. And they're like, hey, your house is worth $400,000. Guess who has to make up that extra $100,000? Yeah, that's
No, you have to make it up, but you have to make up the difference in property tax.
correct.
So,
Correct.
good luck with that. Good luck with paying $25,000 a year property tax on your house that you thought you were going to spend $12,000 a year if you live in Texas.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy and it's scary.
This doesn't mean that buying a house is a bad idea. It means that inflation and causing it intentionally, which is what is happening right here, is fucking stupid, and it's been going on for a long time. By the way, if you look at the White House Instagram today, or I think it was today, they're like, Trump tax cuts cost American taxpayers $1.9 trillion. The Buy Back Better plan will cost $0. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
kind of guerrilla math is that bullshit? Well, it's all going to be free, right? We're just going to wave a magic fucking wand. No, what we're going to do is print more money.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
There it is, right there.
Increase the national debt. Why? Why would they say that? Because they're going to tax rich people. How many? Oh my God, this math has been done a lot over the years. And if you increase the taxes on wealthy people, because there's not that many of them, by all these amounts that the fucking Bidens and the Obamas of the world and the Pelosi's and the Feinsteins have been talking about for years, you're only looking at like a fucking $500 billion a year. Who gives a shit about that? That's nothing. That is a drop in the fucking bucket. And that's the best case scenario if you apply the corporate tax rates, repatriate money and all this other bullshit. It's fucking nonsense. It is absolute nonsense. They do not give a fuck about poor people. They hate rich people. That's all this is.
That's all it is. And it's super easy to fucking spin these numbers. You know, you can sit there at your fucking computer screen all day and spin it and be like, all right, great. How do we blame Trump for this versus what we're doing? We can just twist the numbers and we're good to go. It's all a bunch of fuckery, and it's only going to continue. And I don't think it's getting any better. We got 3.5 more years of this fucking, 3 years of this bullshit, I would say. My bookie doesn't have a fucking death, though, on him. So who knows? Who knows? Next up, a British police officer took lockdown orders a little too seriously. A British police officer kidnapped a woman as she walked home, handcuffing her in a false arrest for breaking coronavirus restrictions before raping and murdering her. Sarah Everard disappeared during a national lockdown in March, becoming one of Britain's most high-profile investigations. Everard was returning home from visiting a friend in South London when she was strangled and then set on fire before having her remains dumped in a woodland. Wayne Cousins, with a Z, which is a fun spelling, who served with the elite diplomatic protection unit of London's Metropolitan Police, admitted to her kidnapping, rape, and murder in July. Cousins is currently facing a life sentence and is due to be sentenced later this week. Well, that's just a fucking crazy story, man. You know what's weird too is like Britain doesn't really have that type of shit. They used to old school, right, Bob? There used to be a bunch of like weird like fucking prostitution murders and all that other shit back in the day.
Oh,
yeah,
everyone like Jack
was
the Ripper.
Yeah, everyone was a Ripper back then. Actually, there was Jack the Ripper, Steve the Ripper. It was just Ripperville.
Why was it Ripper specifically?
It's like why everything's Benghazi now, or everything's like a gate.
Oh,
like
a gate.
water
Yeah.
Everyone was a Ripper.
I got it. It was the times. Look, this story is fucking crazy, and life sentence is probably too good. What do you want to see here?
They don't have a death penalty.
Yeah, I don't think
have a
England
death penalty,
has
right?
the death penalty. They just make you eat English food.
Oof, which is a death penalty in its own, right? For something like this, though, I will say this. I would rather have somebody live in prison the rest of their life than to kill them immediately. I think that's too easy.
I don't understand. I've said this before, but I don't understand why we're protected from both cruel and unusual punishment. I mean, I get cruel, I guess, but unusual seems like a pretty fun time. You know,
What does unusual mean exactly?
I don't know. Like, how do you even fucking define that shit? I guess anything outside just sentencing to time in prison is unusual. I don't know.
But we do that all the time. Like, remember the old trope? Like, you can go to jail, you can go to the army.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's ever actually happened.
Yeah.
You know,
I've heard those stories a bunch, and I honestly don't believe anybody that's ever said that to me.
I don't think it's been a thing since World War II
Since
ended.
John Dillinger.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day.
No, yeah, pre-World War II, that was a
Well, definitely back
legit
in the
thing.
day. Shit,
Yeah.
we offered. We were going to deport Lucky Luciano, but he was trying to work a deal with the federal government where if he had his guys clip Mussolini, he could stay here.
Yeah.
So we also, right after that, World War II, if you've not read Operation Paperclip by Annie Jacobson, I highly recommend that. You can see just how full of shit the government of the United States is, and how the reason we got to the moon and beat the Russians and all that stuff is because of Nazis.
Yeah.
Dope.
Speaking of dope, you can buy our new merch. Dan's got the American Party hat there. I've got the new Drinkin Bros hats there. We are fully stocked up in the merch store with all your favorites. The Defund Politicians shirts are selling like gangbusters. These Drinkin' Bro shirts. I can't believe they let you wear this on Tucker Carlson last night. That was fucking dope, dude.
Yeah.
He's got a good sense of humor about shit.
Yeah, I don't think he. No, yeah. If there's any person that could say I don't know what Pornhub is, and I would believe them, it would be him.
Really?
Sure, yeah. But he does. He got caught on camera the other day with his fucking smokeless tobacco pouches in his hand, which I think is pretty funny.
Well, Hannity smokes as well, right?
Well, they all, I don't know if he smokes or not, but a lot of guys, like Aubrey Marcus got everybody started on this shit back in the day with even Matt.
Yep.
With the fucking pouches, because nicotine is actually kind of good for you in a lot of ways.
Well, it gets you hopped up real quick. Yeah. I used to smoke back in the day. And yeah, dude, you get hopped up real quick, and then, later on towards the end, you feel like shit, but whatever. That doesn't shock me. I bet you Tucker Carlson was probably in a fraternity, right?
He looks like the kind of guy that would have been,
Yeah. I bet you he was dipping back in the day.
Let me just look that up. There's no way he wasn't.
Yeah,
I don't even know where he went to school. Probably Columbia or some shit. I think it's from the Northeast.
He looks like a Vanderbilt guy to me. Looks like a Vandy guy. Boat shoes. I don't know.
Well, he attended the La Jolla Country Day School. Grew up overlooking the La Jolla Beach and Tennis Club.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
So in San Diego.
He went to Trinity College.
Trinity?
I'm actually not saying a fraternity, but Trinity is the type of thing where it's so small that it's the whole thing's kind of a fucking fraternity. He also briefly attended the Collège du Léman, a boarding school in Switzerland.
There you go.
But he was kicked out.
Was he really?
Fucking apparently.
For having too good of a time with the Swiss ladies, probably. Look, you send an American kid over there.
I don't think Tucker owns a TV.
Carlson's Trinity yearbook.
I'm serious. I don't think he watches television at all.
It wouldn't surprise me. Carlson's Trinity yearbook describes him as a member of the Dan White Society, an apparent reference to the American political assassin who murdered San Francisco Mayor George Moscone and Harvey Milk.
Yeah, that's Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
Josh Brolin. Yeah, we don't call them that. Look, Sean Penn and Josh Brolin were those people, and that's all I believe. Sean Penn was great at playing gay, horrible at playing retard, which is weird because he won the Oscar for Harvey Milk.
They're not really similar.
They're not, but they're both hard to play because you can both go way over the top. And Bob, you can back me up on this. Gay theater, come on, man. You want to go too far with both of those. Both gay and retard. There's a fucking actory thing where you're like, oh man, I should really go more over the top, and you can't. It's got to be subtle.
For being mentally handicapped, for sure, it will always go over the top. I don't know about gay because a lot of theater guys are gay, so that's easier.
Are you
going to
be allowed to do that moving forward, though, or fucking non-gay is going to be allowed to play gay dudes?
I don't think so, man.
Elton John said it was bullshit.
Yeah.
That people were mad about Taron Egerton, a straight guy, playing.
Yeah, everybody that's older than 30 thinks it's fucking stupid, but that's not how America works anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're all done with that. You've got to be the person now. You've got to be trans if you're playing trans. You've got to be gay if you're playing gay. If you're in a wheelchair, you've got to actually be in that wheelchair. The last movie with a girl in the wheelchair, the director was like, we really wanted somebody in a wheelchair. And all these people came in pretending to be handicapped, and they came in fake wheelchairs. It was like, well, they're actors.
Like Barely Funke, right?
Yeah. That's exactly what happened. And they were bitching about it. And last but not least, speaking of Hollywood, Bill Cosby defends R. Kelly because, well, of course he would. Former comedian and current sexual
Wait, is he a
predator.
former comedian?
So
you don't think he's doing stand-up now?
He's trying to, by the way. And this is...
Somebody will let him.
This is real. So he is trying to do stand-up comedy right now, and he's having a hard time getting clubs to book him, which is a huge shock.
Is it because he won't get the vaccine?
Or because he raped 20 women. I don't know. I like how this ties all back around to the Harvey Weinstein from the top of the show here. He's saying that R. Kelly got railroaded during his recent sex trafficking trial. Cosby, whose conviction was overturned earlier this year, believes the singer was screwed from the beginning and wasn't going to catch a break. Andrew Wyatt, a spokesman for Cosby, said in a recent interview with the New York Post, the deck was stacked against R. Kelly. His constitutional rights were grossly abused. I don't know anywhere but in this country that a documentary can bring criminal charges against someone.
It's a fair point.
Yeah. He also stated, this is a guy who made this song, I Believe I Can Fly.
There's also a video of him pissing on a 14-year-old girl's face.
Yes.
So I don't know what a documentary has to do with that. How dare you record me doing illegal shit and then post it? What was that quote from Bob Loblaw? Don't go to jail for something somebody else witnessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott Baio.
Why should you go to jail for a crime someone else saw you commit?
Yeah.
He goes on to say the song played at every wedding and in every church. He was doing music with Lady Gaga. Now, this one I had to look up because it's true. And the song is called Do What You Want With My Body. Mm-hmm. And then Lady Gaga last year stated that she got raped, so it was weird that she did record with R. Kelly.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess this is the math that we're working with here. You can marry your stepdaughter. Uh-huh. That's fine, as long as you're producing quirky, independent comedy films. You cannot rape women if you're a comedian or singer, I guess. Right? But you can rape children if you're a singer and you're Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Maybe that's some kind of new math I'm not familiar with. I can't wait for R. Kelly to be in jail. I wonder how high the note he's going to hit as soon as people start raping him to death.
I'm not sure. Like a guy like that, he's obviously isolated, right? Because Cosby was. And then, to my knowledge, Bob, I think he's already been in there for like 3 years, right?
Who, R. Kelly?
Yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah, he wasn't living in his mansion while the trial was going on.
No, he was in jail this entire trial. The weirdest thing about this one, too, was the verdicts came down over the weekend, which doesn't really happen all that often. And also, like, I had just forgotten about it and not cared. Like, I didn't care about R. Kelly anymore.
It all really ended after the interview with Gayle King.
Oh, yeah.
We're fighting for my life.
Yeah.
It ended after that. Like, it's when you knew it was all done. And she was like, Robert.
Yeah.
Robert.
It was one of my favorite interviews, by the way. I thought he was excellent in that interview. That was really, there was a lot of emotion in that. And I thought he was great.
If you want to see real emotion, go check out his ex, fuck's her name, Clary, I think is her last name. Mm-hmm. She was one of the ones that he kept using to defend him over and over again, and then she's recently, like, actually started telling the truth about all the shit he did, and corroborating some of the other stories. So, she came forward. His lone defender, I guess, except for Bill Cosby. But that is a good example of how these things work. So all these fucking generals that are protecting Milley and McKenzie and Austin right now, all the assholes in government. Like, you can do some fucked up shit as long as you're close enough to our side. We'll protect the establishment itself. That's why people are so afraid of Trump, because he was outside of that fucking. There was no mutually assured destruction with him. He would just destroy you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now, maybe this is like a smaller version of that, where he's circling the wagons. What was it? Black actors, we got to protect each other with Wayne Brady. You remember that shit?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's.
Oh, no. I thought, was it that, or was it in Don't Be a Menace?
No,
well,
that was
it may have been,
Wayne
but it was
Brady.
definitely in Wayne Brady as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Wayne Brady.
Yeah, so maybe it's that. Maybe he feels like he's circling the wagons. Maybe he's just an old senile dude. Maybe he bought a stake in the fucking law firm that got him off right now, and he's going to fucking make some coin on the back end of a deal that he's getting R. Kelly out of jail because of some procedural error. Who the fuck knows, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Who fucking knows at this point? It's weird you brought up the Wayne Brady thing. I just saw him on a game show or something last night. And every time when I see him, I always think, does Wayne Brady have to choke a bitch?
Yeah.
Like, it has never escaped my mind. And I wonder if he's ever said anything about it of like, man, it was fucking awesome at the time, but like 15 years later when everybody is screaming out, does Wayne Brady have to choke a bitch?
Yeah.
Who knows? Now's the point of the show. We get to the Drinkin' Bro of the week. Again, all of your submissions can be...
Did you read that one I sent you the other day?
Drinkinbros.com.
The one I texted you. Read that shit.
All right. No,
it's a wild-ass fucking story.
I'll pull it up here.
Wild story. A Drinkin' Bro saved someone.
Oh, that's right.
From
Fuck yeah,
dying.
dude. All right.
I think I have it, actually.
Oh, yeah. Is this the floor jack one?
Yeah, Tim,
Yeah.
I think, oh, no, it was Eric Totel sent it to me.
Okay.
Originally.
So this is sent by, I've got it here.
The guy's name is Frank Squinciarini.
Squinciarini. So I know this guy. He's been in Drinkin' Bros for years and years and years, dude. He's a great guy. He's supported everything we've ever done. I know who this guy is. So he says, Frank saved my fucking life today. My stupidity is exceeded only by my good fortune to have him helping me try to change a starter under a car lifted with a hydraulic floor jack that apparently was losing oil. At some point, I realized I was stuck. Frank tried to jack it up. Shit started moving. I panicked a bit, and then I kind of just accepted I was a goner. No shit. I stopped breathing, couldn't speak or move. Then Frank must have gotten the car jacked up, and I started breathing again. I squirmed out from underneath there. He said I was unconscious for about 2 minutes. I genuinely thought I was dead. So I have a broken wrist and a couple of broken ribs, first broken bones ever, and I have to stay overnight at the hospital. Send real food is what he's saying. So this is from Eric Totel?
Yeah, he's the one that sent it to me, but I don't know where, I don't know who the person he saved was.
Yeah,
so I guess I could ask Eric and he can post it somewhere. Maybe it's a thread in Maine.
Either way, this is a shout out to Frank, and I'm going to spell your last name because everybody knows I'm terrible at names, so I'm not going to butcher this again. Squinciarini. I have seen your name over and over and over again. It is obviously super unusual, but you have supported all of our endeavors over the years, including this show, Range 15, Black Rifle Coffee, and everything we've ever done here. So, Frank, this does not surprise me that you were fucking awesome today. For real. Like, dude, that's what the community is. Drinkin' Bros is on Facebook. It is a private group. There's 800 subgroups. It was created by Jared so that nobody would ever have to drink alone or work alone. So make sure you have a spotter. Is the key.
I just got an unfortunate message that Alex Jones has to cancel for tomorrow because he's got some kind of emergency show happening. So you won't see me on there, but I would tune in because that sounds like whenever he says something like that, it's usually some super famous person coming on to say some shit you haven't heard before.
Yeah. And shit usually gets wild. And again, we'll get him back for November, right around.
Well, we're going to have him on here in the next couple of weeks.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And Jared and I are going to go on his show sometime to talk about the whole Black Rifle fucking bullshit that went down with him, and then he and I had some exchanges, which is funny because the whole thing lasted about 30 hours, but people won't shut the fuck up about it still, so we're just going to hammer it out on the show and describe how we were sending each other pictures of us on our boats with our families before anybody even knew that the incidents happened. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Everybody's full of shit. It's the fucking point of that.
It is. Don't believe everything on the internet. I know, like BrewHub, you can fucking believe that. I fucking showed you pictures.
But for real, I would tune in tomorrow to watch Alex's show because it's probably going to be. I don't know what it is. I wish I did.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it'll be fucking wild.
Is Jared coming on here tomorrow?
I don't think so. They're actually doing a show. If you're in the San Antonio area, let me see.
San Antoine.
They're doing a show with JP. He and Matt are doing a show with JP Sears tomorrow.
I love JP Sears. He's been on the show. He's great.
I don't know when or where exactly, but I'm probably going to go to that if
he's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love JP. You know what's funny about him, man, is he was a down-the-middle comedian, and everybody's asking whether or not he's right or left right now.
He was super liberal about 6 years ago, and now he's super conservative, which means he's neither. He's just a reasonable person.
Yeah. Great dude. Big fan of JP Sears. And then again, DJ Davies is saying Squeacherini.
I'm not doing that.
I will.
Come up with a
DJ
nickname
Davies.
for the guy. I don't care if you save someone or not.
Let's call him Frank Squeech.
Come up with a fucking nickname and I'll use that.
The Squeech, dude. I like the Squeech a lot.
But if you can get him in touch with me, we're going to send him some cool shit. So
yeah.
Maybe we'll I'll have Jay make a logo of some dude trapped under a fucking car. I don't know. And make him a one-of-a-kind T-shirt. I mean, he's alive. Who gives a shit? It's not like he died.
He didn't die. So, what, a broken wrist and some broken ribs?
Yeah. Wilhelm Sauers just kind of basically quoted Jason Newsted, the former bassist of Metallica, where he said Black Rifle is a sellout. That's the media talking. And then Black Rifle says, yeah, we sell out of coffee.
Yeah.
What Jason Newsted says, yeah, we sell out every fucking arena we go to. That was after they got their haircut. People were really upset that Metallica got its haircut.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
I don't either.
Maybe that's why Dog the Bounty Hunter is... oh, God, that's good. Elon G. A car on top of a dude, and it says, I can't breathe on it.
Oh, my God, dude. It'd be great.
That might be the one.
Squeech, dude. Proud of you, Squeech. Did we just come up with a nickname for him today? I feel like we did.
I mean, I'm sure people call him like Squeegee and shit like that, or Squeak.
Yeah. Either way, Greg LaMontagne is saying Craig Dulesky's wedding is the next Drinkin' Bros cruise. Boy, they do not want to hear that at all.
Craig did say that if there's misprinted cans that need to be filled up, you can just send them up there. It's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
No, but they got to be filled. And that fucking jackass at Brew Hub. Have fun with their fucking Yelp and all that other bullshit for that fucking guy. What a fucking dick. Tim Schoen. You're my new pig shit. Look, Stern needed a fucking pig shit. I need one too. So fuck you. And this is going to be fun. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin' Bros Fake News. Good night, everyone.